All right, go ahead.
Okay, so I thought what we'd do is go through the synopsis of the board meeting, and then we'll get into our goals that we set for the upcoming year. We're halfway through the year, see how we're stacking up and where we need to have some remedial action and where we're actually ahead of the curve. So the board meeting went pretty well. I need to announce that Steve Miller is now a Paul Harris +8. So he got another Paul Harris medal with two little red stones in it. Congratulations, Steve. On the Treasury, we're quite healthy. We've paid our dues and we've still got some money left over. We've got the Guatemala project paid and still have a reserve there. The one thing that's up in the air is surplus funds that are being distributed from the district back out to the clubs. They're kind of playing a carrot and stick game right now, so we don't know exactly what's going to happen. But if it does happen, we would be getting about $750 into the club. Uh, the polio walkathon went very well. We've got over $3,000 there. It was 3,520.
And I wanted to say I just looked at some statistics if you want a statistic or two with all your generosity and those of you who walked, and thank you again for all that, including Mr. William, who did almost 100 miles on two different continents. We are number one in the district as far as percentage increase year over year for Polio Plus, and we are number three in the entire district for the amount of money raised for the year so far. So, way to go, everybody.
That's a good
Way to
job.
go.
And you're getting another 450 by the end of the week.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So we'll be at 3970, almost $4,000.
Great.
Okay, global grant update. Eloisa, you want to fill us in on that? I know you're muted, but you can unmute real fast.
Real fast.
Yeah.
Global Grant One is 70% in one area and 50 something in the other area, but we're doing really, really good. We're on time. Global Grant has been sent to the foundation for approval. It has been submitted and we're waiting for that. And the Cash Project has received its support from the FICHAC, and we will hopefully be starting that project by January 2025. And I also have good news. Heart to Heart has called us for several Zoom meetings, and we are beginning to work on Global Grant 3.
Mhm.
So we're doing really, really good. And thank you all for your support again.
Yeah.
We would be doing a water harvest and storage project, Global Grant 3.
Three.
Yes.
Okay. We put together an officer slate for the upcoming year. Still got a couple of I's to dot and T's to cross, but basically it was probably mailed out to you in the last couple days. And the slate is on it. Luisa is obviously going to be our president. President-elect Penny Proctor, Secretary Sue Hunt, Treasurer Steve Miller. We've got William Lee new on the board. And then we've still got Ken, Ray, and Chuck. Until further notice, that's what the slate's going to look like. Any questions? Sue.
Everybody should have received an email through the DACDBP mail, and so if you could just please respond yay or nay, just so we can say everybody was made aware. I appreciate it. I've already heard from several of you, so thank you.
Okay, how do I get to my share here? Ocala. This is where I want to go here. So this is for our review. Can everybody see this?
Yes.
Yep.
Mhm.
This is the slate we put together back in July. So we've still got the Tarahumara Water Project that will expand from 2 global grants to 3. And we've had discussions in the last couple days too about us adding another grant in there, which is called a Heart to Heart grant.
Matt,
Yeah.
hit the play button up there and it'll give you a full screen.
Thank you. If I can get this guy out of the way. Bahate way.
Right there. Yeah.
There.
There
Okay.
you go.
I'll put him back up there. Yoda. There. Screen sharing. Why's it got this stuff in the middle there? There we go. Oh, do I advance it?
Hit your arrows down at the bottom of your keyboard.
That's what I'm hitting. What the heck? There we go. So on the Heart to Heart project, then it's another one that's in conjunction with some of the Mexico projects. There's a possibility that another club out of Colorado is going to join, but it basically what it does, it's been in existence for about 11 or 12 years, and we would be expanding that. They currently serve about 20 kids a year, and they want to expand it to 30. And what it is it's open heart surgery for children that come from a background that can't afford it. And what the Rotary funds do is to supply the disposable filters and such that go to the extracorporeal machines for the open heart surgery. It's a worthwhile program, and they'll expand it to 30 children per year. It's done in Chihuahua, and the surgeons donate their time, the hospital donates their time, and the surgical room. And so all Rotary would be doing would be funding the disposables and enabling the program to go forward. Guatemala Literacy Program, of course, is in full swing, and we are looking at expanding that by adding the Girls Fly curriculum to their program. I will be reviewing the literature that Sylvia sent, and I'll commit to get that done this week so that we can move that down into Guatemala too. And what it is it gives training in basic financial methods and principles, balancing the checkbook, how to handle savings accounts, insurance, ups and downs of insurance and investing, and pretty basic stuff, but it I think would help these kids out down in Guatemala. We've got the polio or the pollination project. I think if I go back and count what we've got in our club alone, we've got 4 projects going on. And I know Ray is the ambassador on this, and he's speaking at the different clubs, Rotary clubs. He has a meeting in, I think, Amherst, and another one in Vermilion. But trying to expand these pollination projects, that was another one that's on our docket. And Polio now, as we mentioned earlier, will be coming in pretty much towards the top of the pack there at almost $4,000. Service projects, I'll go through that later in more detail, and cultural connections. We are really falling short on cultural connections. We need to put together something there to move that forward. So the four major goals for Rotary's focus for the year that 24-25 were to enhance participant engagement, to increase our impact, expand our reach, and increase our ability to adapt. So if we look at our participation, how many will participate in club service activities? I had 30 people participating during the course of the year, and we're up to, for some reason, this thing's in the way. Let me move it out. My pointer doesn't work. And, anyway, we're at about 21 there on service participation. And that consists, I've got 11 of mine in there, which is I cook every second Tuesday of the month at a hospital downtown that has adjacent to it a Ranucci House, which is a lodging facility for people that are there on a long-term basis with their children. It's connected to the DeVos Children's Hospital. So I do that once a month. And then the other service projects, I counted the walkathon, which had 10 participants in it. So any service projects that you engage in, you should send in to me and Sue so we can keep track of it. Social activities, how many social activities will we hold outside our regular meetings? We would hold 3, and unfortunately we haven't held any yet. So that's another area we need to beef up. The leadership development participation. This, how can I? Just a second. There we go. This is what we're gonna do. Screw it. I just deleted a bunch of slides. Leadership development participation, we had 3, which was how many will participate in leadership development programs. I've got down 6 here, and that is, I think Steve and I are both signed up for 3 leadership development programs. And so far, we've had about a third of those. By the end of the year, this number should be up to 12. District conference attendance. I'm on the district conference planning committee for our district quadrant, which has 17 clubs in it, and that will be in Ohio in May 3rd, from probably about 9 in the morning till about 4 in the afternoon. And the objective there would be fellowship, recognition, and socialization. And we want to identify some sort of a service project that we can incorporate as part of that district conference. So as the plans for that develop, I will get with you and make sure that everybody's fully apprised of it, but I would hope that we would get at least 8 people at that. On Rotary Fellowship participation, the only one that I know of us that's in a fellowship is Dave Dougherty, who's in with the motorcycle group. So anybody else?
Oh, and the Rotary Wine Fellowship and the Rotary Gin Fellowship. I'm in both of those.
Okay, well, good. We'll
And
change.
also some of the Rotary Action Groups.
Okay.
And the beer
Okay.
fellowship,
Yep.
Which one?
the beer,
Oh,
They meet
beer.
on separate weekends, so the motorcycles and the beer don't meet at the same time,
right?
Okay.
generally.
Any other fellowships I should know about? I'll put those in. And I'll send you a
The
copy of
Peace
this.
Fellowship, I think, is a fellowship and not an action group, but David or Jim or Bart might know.
Bart?
I know nothing, and I realized I knew less after I had to go through DAC-DB with Jim.
All right. Okay, so this one's already increased to 4, so we've outdone that. District training participation, I had 14 of us going through that, and I think that'll probably be a little short because we've got 2 people going to pets yet the rest of the year, and there's I think 3 more finance and treasury training sessions. So this one might go to 15 or 16.
Do you count things that are beyond the district? Like when I go to a zone or an RI training for Interact chairs, is that something that you
I
would
will
count?
count that. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me know about it.
+2.
+2. Okay.
And there's a past district governor fellowship also that I attend.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll increase that another one. Jim, are you in that one too?
I think he
Yeah.
had,
Yes.
Okay. So I will add that.
Matt, I'm also in that.
Okay. 3.
Sign up Bob Cook. Get to an even number.
Yeah, there we go. I will send you the slide, just the slide packet so everybody can look at the revised one when we're done with this meeting so that we're all up to date. How's that?
Matt, I have a question. Would
Yes.
would a global grant training from the Learning Center from the foundation count?
Yes.
Okay, well, count me in. I did that one last.
Okay, one more.
Bunch
Woo-hoo.
of smart people in this group. Look at this.
Yeah. Well, see that this is the thing. I think that there's a lot of lights under bushel baskets in this club. I think there's a lot of work that goes on. I know that I see people I never expect to see at meetings I never expect to see them at. So, I didn't expect to see Steve at the leadership conference, and there he was, and then the finance and treasury training. Sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. But then when we have these meetings on the global grants, we've got, Eloisa and probably as many as 6 other districts involved in that. That's a lot of outreach that our little club is getting. I mean, we're interacting with Rotary clubs in Alabama and Texas and Mexico and Colorado. And that's the way it should be. I mean, I think that the more that we can multiply our effect, the better off we're going to be. And I think we have a lot of really talented people here that are doing that. And so we do have a strategic plan. We have an online presence. We have a website and social media. The areas I identified where we need to do better were the social activities, where we were going to have 3, and we've had 0. But if I look at now these additional Rotary wine, Rotary gin, Rotary beer, Rotary motorcycle, for God's sakes, we ought to be able to come up with a social activity. We just need to figure out how we're going to get one planned so that we can have maximum interaction and participation by our members. That's one of the challenges we have as an online group. So I have that now in my hopper to pursue social activities for the next 6 months and see what we can dream up. Leadership development participation, I don't think that's as big an impetus required anymore since we've had this meeting and I found out all the different training programs that people participate in, either in the district or the zone or elsewhere. So explore fellowship groups available, even though we're going to blow the lid off that one too. I think that it would behoove us all to look at fellowship groups that we would like to join that would further enrich our Rotary experience. On the Rotary Foundation, we had 5,500. That's one of the slides I somehow erased while I was going through this. But we had 5,500 last year, and when I looked online today, they've got us at 2,575, which coincidentally is exactly half of the 5,500. So I think they're just taking year to date and multiplying it by 2 since we're halfway, or dividing it by 2 since we're halfway through the year. So just make sure that the Rotary Foundation giving, most of us are on automatic giving.
Okay, where are you getting that statistic? Because are you getting the foundation report of what our club is actually giving?
I got it out of my Rotary.
It should be a lot higher than that.
That's what I thought, but that's what they've got in it.
Well, I know I know we got at least 5 members that give $1,000 a year.
Yeah.
So it's got to be a lot more than that.
Who can check that for me? Ray?
Sue can do it.
I'll try and check it. Sometimes it's behind, but I'll check it.
Okay.
You
I
want
tried to check it
foundation?
today so I'd have the most up-to-date number, and it had December 8th, 2024, and then it just had half of our last year's giving in there.
Okay,
They should have extra after they charged our cards and said their cards didn't work, so we all paid up again, and then they charge it after all.
There
So
you
they
go.
should be ahead of the game.
Yeah. So if someone could get me that new number, I will update the slide and get it back out.
okay. I know that oftentimes there's a lack between when people give and when it shows up, but I'll go take a look at it too.
Okay. All right. And let me just see if I can't pull this
And
up.
speaking of Rotary and a lack, I have been in conversation with them again to get our web page updated. And they sent me a thing this morning and said they'd updated it. And I looked at it and I sent it back and said, no, you haven't. You've still got this one that is showing up incorrectly. So I'm still in conversation about that.
When
Yeah.
when Sue says update, she means what Rotary International has listed as our website. They have the wrong,
On the page.
they have the old one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a to-do that needs to go on here, is to check that. And I mean, find out why I can't access accurate numbers.
Well, you're
Right.
not the only one. I mean, that is true. That the foundation lags behind all the time on their reporting. So
Okay.
It eventually catches up.
So Dan, do you have any input on that? Dave, I mean Dougherty?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
Okay. And then the other thing I had to do, which is a kind of a fun exercise, was to revisit the strategic plan. And I think, Steve, you're the one that handled that last time, kind of led it. Do you want to take that again and set up a Zoom meeting between you, me, and 4 or 5 others, whoever was involved with it, or whoever wants to be involved with it? And
Sure.
we'll
Yeah,
go through,
glad to.
make sure the strategic plan is still relevant.
Right.
I'd enjoy being a part of that, Steve, if that's all right.
Absolutely.
Okay. I think that'll be a fun activity. If we look for January, we've got Marie giving us a talk on her work with HIV kids in Haiti. And I got a note from her today. She wasn't able to attend our meeting today, but she said she would for sure be ready on the 13th of January to make her presentation on Haiti. So that is set. And then Julie Kerr advised me that we've got now Dawn Bentley scheduled for our February meeting, and she works on working with companies on how to best serve people with disabilities. And so that's what she will be talking about in February. And perhaps by then we will have the strategic plan reviewed and revised as necessary, and we can go through that for the March meeting. How's that grab you? Okay. So I'll put down March meeting strategic plan. All right. That's all I had, other than to just reiterate what we've got on our slate. And I will do the Girls Fly expansion. I'll get that done this week. I'll commit to get that done. And then we can add that into the Guatemala Literacy Project. And whatever comes up on the Tarahumara Water Project, that'll go from 2 global grants to 3. And we will probably then add another category in here for the Heart to Heart, which is, I'm pretty sure, what it will be a program we want to pursue. And in fact, we might be at a point to review that by March. Do you think, Eloisa?
Sorry, I think we can do that, Matt. Give me, if you have a date or when you have a date, let me know so that I can get in touch with the Camino Real Rotary Club and let
Let's
them.
do that for March then, and we'll do the strat plan for April.
Okay, so March is,
March will be the Heart to Heart project. Have them present it to us and what our possible involvement with it can be.
correct.
All the
Okay.
way from host club to just a participating club.
Yes, of
Okay.
course. Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. So good. Anything else from anybody? Otherwise, have a safe and happy holiday season.
I just tossed in the total contributions from RI. We're at 6684
Okay.
as of now.
Yeah, that's what I just looked up to, exactly
Yep.
that same thing.
Now, Matt, can you unshare?
Yeah.
While we have everybody here, why don't we encourage people to tell us what they, if their thoughts, what they see
Yeah. Good idea. Let me just get this out. There we go.
I'd like to interject something. Am I here?
You're there.
Yeah. So there was some talk about our subdivision district meeting in May,
Yeah.
where we want to have something other than just meeting in a enclosure and listening to people talk, and having something to do that was out in the community, and maybe a service moment as a part of our sub district meeting. And the suggestion was that maybe we could do something outside and a hands-on kind of community effort. And I would like to suggest that we could meet in the Amherst area where I live, which is just moments away from the Beulah Park conference, to go to the historical Sandstone Village and look at the pollinator garden process project that we are conducting there. So I'd like to add that to the agenda as a possibility.
Good. So that would be a possible service project that we could have as part of the district meeting.
Yes, and I'm in conversation with a Rotary member who's the director of the Amherst Historical Society. So
Okay.
we've got that connection that the local Amherst Rotary is also in that. So that's a good connection with the Amherst Rotary Club. And then to look at an ongoing project in the pollinator garden there on site.
Okay. Would you foresee being able to do a service project there too? I know aren't you meeting with Vermilion?
Yeah, I'm going to be speaking in February at the Vermilion Club about wild ones in particular, where I also serve on the board. And Wild Ones is an organization that promotes pollinator gardens and that sort of thing.
Okay, well, Jen Aldrin is on the district meeting committee. So she's
right. She's my contact there.
Yeah. If you could just give her all the information that she can bring to our next quadrant meeting, that would be helpful.
Yeah. This seems like something that is more of a district or sub-district level organization, but it's early in the growing season for a garden kind of thing, but I think we can work something out.
Okay, that would be great.
Hey, Matt,
Yeah.
if you've got Jen Allred's ear, the district webpage has been broken for weeks and there's no calendar there to see anything. So the only way you see anything is if you get into DACDB. And my concern would be, well and good that we have a focus of people that are in Northeast Ohio,
Yeah.
but we have people that are not in Northeast Ohio, and you don't know what's what
Yeah.
if you can't see anything on that webpage. And for our webpage as a district to be non-functional for this long is substantially a problem.
Yeah, because she's the image chair or something like that, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. I will call her tomorrow and ask her what's going on there, or just let her know that needs to get fixed.
And frankly, it would be neat if we figure out when all the dates are, because we have focus of people in, Perrysburg and Fulton and Swanton and in Findlay. We can set up our own little hubs, and those might be the social activities.
Okay.
So you've got, Ray's idea if you're in Northeast Ohio, and that's great. But if you're down in the northwest part of the district, I think there are multiple opportunities, but if we can't align on when they actually are, that's kind of a problem.
Yeah, because I'm not too far from you. I mean, depending on how fast I go, I can get down to Bowling Green in about
Don't
two.
say it out loud. No, it's not recorded. You're okay.
Right.
Jim, turn that off. That's good.
I can get down there in a fair amount of time.
There you go.
Yes, Steve.
On the social meeting things, I wanted to suggest again, maybe this winter we could do a social meeting third or fourth Saturday, something of the month. Do it in the morning again, so our members in Germany and South Africa could join us for once. We
An
haven't done,
online social.
yeah, just do a Zoom on a weekend morning. So it's not the middle of the night for them for once. I know this will exclude, Suki, and William
Yeah.
and Scott maybe, depending on where he is when we do it. But be nice to give them an opportunity to see our faces, and the new people in the club get to see theirs for the first time.
Yeah. So
Have we ever mapped out, like literally on a map, where our members are and refresh that? Because, I'm thinking, it may be just as simple to get, Nancy Stefani, who's in Lancaster, and Stephen Penny are in Columbus, and I'm often in Columbus, or we do the same thing if we're down towards Cincinnati, Joe and I think there are enough, if we just look at where we are on the map, there might be some natural spots where outside of the Northeast Ohio that could work out, where we just, dinner at Lindy's on Tuesday night, or, figure something out like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you have a district or a pathway corporate jet that we can fly in and out of?
Eloisa
Columbus?
has it, and she doesn't give it up often. That's what that is.
Wouldn't that be lovely?
On another note, if I may, one of the successes that we had as far as service projects outside the district is a partnership with the Salvation Army and ringing a bell this time of year. That they can't get volunteers anymore. And I would encourage any of you, if there's a Salvation Army, and almost all of us have one in the area, to volunteer to see if you can get a couple hours to just go ring a bell there to help them out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great project, and a lot of the clubs in District 6690 did that.
I'm doing that Thursday when it's 12 degrees because I made bad life choices with my son. With Oregon Northwood. Not my best moment.
Well, it's only 55 here today, so.
Are you in Columbus, Bart?
No, I'm in North Myrtle Beach, South
Oh,
Carolina.
that's right. Yeah. Well, it's just as warm in Columbus, if you're wondering.
We have sunshine.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't even know how to spell it here. All right.